Gavin does this thing where he pretends he doesn't know Phil's recording and tries to play it cool, but you and I can get away with that because our mics are on mic stands, but Gavin holds this to his mouth, so we know he knows Phil's recording.
We don't know.
He's like, "Oh, I'm being so funny, and no one's even listening."
I'm so blasé with my comedy.
Oh God, I'm so woke.
It's effortless.
When I brought you onto this, I didn't realise it was just so you could find ways to shit on me.
Serious question though, how's your tummy?
And my tummy?
Yeah, how's yours feeling?
It's a bit, a bit ropey.
Right?
I'm good.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Should we get cracking?
Yeah, you want to go for it?
Yes.
It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. So won't you lend an ear?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Meandering Movie Podcast, where we talk about movies.
That's actually all.
That's it.
And Gav will talk about Star Trek for fucking ages.
We talk about media, but mostly movies, and we meander, hence the name of the show. I'm your main host, as always, Gary Copeland. To my left
Is the Skynet of this podcast, Gavin Stewart.
Delete.
So as in the
What is that even supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Just the
I just
fucking
thought
stupidest, dumbest thing that could possibly be in this podcast.
And now poor Phil's going to have to delete out the first bit of what you said and just leave in Gavin Stewart, which is your actual fucking name.
And to my right,
No, it's Jasper. My name's Jasper.
Jasper,
Oh, I forgot
cum
about that
guzzling
one.
honey bums. What
Yes.
was it? What did we name you last time?
An anal, Jasper anal or something?
I'm Ryan.
What was it? Jasper cum guzzler? That's in my head
I
for
don't
some
think it was
reason.
that
Anal
bad.
whisperer.
Anal whisperer.
Anal Whisperer, yeah. What did you want to be called?
Jasper.
No,
Cum guzzler. Horace.
oh no, it's Jasper, and I was like Ass Whisperer. That was
Ass
it.
whisperer.
Ass Whisperer. That
I'm
was
Jasper.
Ass whisperer. This week we're going to talk about one of the latest releases, and in doing so, a kind of deep dive into the series that peaked and then didn't peak and hasn't
The
quite
absolute
peaked yet.
total disaster that is the Terminator franchise.
It's not a total
It's
disaster.
kind of like the Fox universe with the X-Men movies. We're
It's
just
not a
like,
total disaster though.
No, because there's good Terminator films. There's not any good X-Men films.
well, that's not true.
The first 10 minutes of X-Men 2 where Alan Cummings in Nightcrawler is the only good bit in the whole thing.
First Class and
Alan
Days of Future Past are
Cummings.
good. Logan,
First class is
What a
actually
name.
really
First category, oh boy. Alan Cummings.
yeah, I'm just calling him Cummings.
He was in Wizard of Oz with Zoe Deschanel. It
No
was-
one who's listening to this knows we were talking about Wizard of Oz before the podcast. Like, you said,
I forgot we weren't recording at that point. We were talking about the Wizard of Oz. There you go. Now they know. But Alan Cummings and Zoe Deschanel were in Oz. It's called Oz. I think it was called Oz.
yeah, the fucking Sam Raimi one.
was it not Oz the Great and Power?
No, not that. They
Oh,
did a
right.
TV show. Oh, was it called Tin Man or something? It was a TV show. It was like 3 parts. It was fucking terrible. Ignore me.
Okay.
X-Men.
Alan
The
Cummings.
X-Men
No,
series.
Terminator. It's supposed to be Terminator.
Alan Cummings.
It's not in Terminator.
No, but in the
wanna
first 2
start
minutes,
naming other
first 2
actors who are
minutes
not
of X2 is good. But
Fraser Crane. Kelsey Grammer.
His name's not Fraser Crane.
Bobby Ball.
Who?
Bobby Ball.
Who is Bobby Bull?
He's the fat northern guy.
Oh, okay.
Ray Winston.
Brian Cox. What are we doing?
Ian McKellen. I thought
So
we were
yeah,
naming X-Men characters.
Ed Furlong. Oh, shit!
So to
Coffee.
summarize my point, the X-Men Fox
The X-Men series.
universe is broken, much like the Terminator film universe, where some of the movies are now canon, some of the movies are not canon. The TV show was at one point canon; it's not canon. Some of the video games
Wait,
are canon.
there was a
they're
TV
not canon.
show?
Yeah, the Sarah Connor Chronicles with
Fucking
Lena
hell,
Headey.
Gary. Just
I
keep him on the films.
thought that was a Doctor Who thing.
No, it's the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Between the years of 2008 and 2009.
Fun fact: Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones played Sarah Connor, and Lena Headey from Game of Thrones also played Sarah Connor. Oh, connections!
When did Lena Headey play Sarah Connor?
And the
And
Sarah Connor Chronicles on TV.
Oh, right. Emilia Clarke did it in Terminator Genesis.
Yes, and she was quite terrible.
I mean, I watched that film once, and I remember her not being the worst thing that happened.
Yeah,
in
because
that
Jai
film.
Courtney was in the movie.
Terminator.
That film was
The
terrible.
walking
Terminator.
A4 sheet of paper that is Jai Courtney.
Terminator genitals. That was.
Terminator Generals. Oh.
So I think we should start off with a brief summary of the Terminator movies.
Good
Then-
luck.
Well, and then we
Do
can.
we have to? I feel like no one's listened to this if they've not seen the films.
Everyone points at someone who just. We have a lot of people off mic these days.
Yeah, I know. It's the If you want to be an audience member, if you send us £20,
This is basically Trisha.
send us £20 in a double stamped envelope, and we will get you in to listen to us live.
So we'll take that money after we've recorded. Thanks.
Most axe murderers are like 20 quid, not bad.
1, 2, there's at least 4 of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it started with what? Terminator 1.
No, of course, it started with Terminator 1. But
Well, I mean, technically it started with Terminator Salvation.
no, it started with Terminator 1.
Did it? Because Terminator Salvation is
Is in the
when
future.
upright. Exactly, but without Terminator Salvation, you can't have Terminator 1. Because who sends back the Terminator,
That's
Gavin?
making
Gavin, who sends back the Terminator, though? Who sends back the Terminator?
the Resistance / Skynet.
Right. And where does Skynet come from?
The future.
Terminator Salvation.
Yeah, but
So if you want to get into fucking
but-
nitty gritty, dick,
but
it
Sarah-
starts with Terminator Salvation.
But Sarah Connor existed before all of them in the 80s.
I know, but where did the Terminator come from?
Where did
Gavin?
Sarah Connor come from?
The fucking 80s.
No,
from
she
the
was born in
past.
the 80s. She was probably born in like the 70s.
Why did it take you so long to figure out what year was before the 80s?
Because I wasn't sure if she was like late 60s or.
Well, I tell you what, she definitely wasn't 10 years old in that film, so I'm going to say 60s.
Yeah, she was 10 years old when they were killing her to stop her having that baby that she was imminently going to have.
Like 19 in the movie.
Yeah, she's not.
So anyway, it starts
I mean,
with Terminator Salvation in the
Right.
future.
God, I hate
We
you.
then teleport back to Terminator 1.
Okay, fine. Okay, we'll do it that way.
You happy? Yeah, Terminator 1, good film.
Solid film. I rewatched it recently.
It's an action movie.
It's good, but it's too early. And it's not too early because it's a great idea.
Too
but
early in regards to what, in real
And-
time
and-
or in
and-
Terminator
and-
timeline?
in grounds to cinema, like in the technology of cinema.
Yeah.
Like if they'd waited 20 years, Terminator 1 would have been an amazing film.
Yeah.
But
Like groundbreaking.
But then you can say that about lots of things because if you make a film in the 80s, or I mean, like, look, for example, Blade Runner, we've literally just gone past the original Blade Runner. Like the original Blade Runner is no longer about the future; it's now about
no.
now.
Yeah.
And look at us. Do we have replicants?
Do we have
We've got,
flying
like-
cars?
Do we have
We've got
flying
what?
cars?
We got a while yet before Skynet take over.
Back to the Future too, as well. That was fucking 2015.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck did they? Why were they so off? I don't. I feel like if we look forward to 20 years, I wouldn't expect
It's probably going to be the
much
same.
to change. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
going to be like us four sitting on a couch.
So what happened in the 80s where they went, you know what's going to happen in 20 years, 30 years? Flying cars, fucking holograms everywhere. You eat this pill and it gives you
Space travel.
space
Remember,
travel.
like in the 80s, there like everything was done by imagination because of things like the internet and that were there. Information's so ready to you, it wasn't then.
How did everyone know to blow in their Nintendo cartridges without the internet?
Yeah, how did they know that?
How did everybody know that Mew was under that little truck? But he wasn't. But we all thought he was.
Do you have any references that aren't video game based?
I didn't get
No.
the second one.
There's Pokemon.
Oh,
Pokemon, red and blue.
cockfighting for children.
Pokemon, red and blue. But yeah, Terminator 1, solid action film. Maybe came too early. I mean, I don't know. I don't
Think
know.
Gavin.
I always come too early. Shout out to all the ladies. My first opinion of
I always
Terminator.
Alan Cummings too early.
I hate you so much. Terminator's what, like late 80s,
84, I think.
84, shot on a budget of $13,000, all done.
Killed a guy, right?
All done in guerrilla style, shooting at night. Just like they borrowed a bunch of cop cars from the LAPD. It was all like run and
Didn't
gun.
they kill a guy?
No.
You're thinking of The Crow.
No. I know that Brandon Lee. I thought somebody died in a helicopter crash. We talked about this recently.
Nope.
Audio boy, can
There's
you
no
confirm or
helicopters
deny with your...
Crash in the
internet.
first one.
Oh, okay.
And in the helicopter in the second one, there is a crash, but no one died. It was just a nutcase Vietnam pilot that went to James Cameron. Was like, yeah, I can do all this shitty stuff.
He
We
probably
talked about
had a PTSD, Gav.
Remember? The
Yeah.
helicopter crashed a bunch of people in a pool.
Yeah,
John Landis.
that was a John Landis film for the Twilight movie they made.
What, the Twilight films?
Yeah,
Funny, if you told me-
the Vampire Twilight.
Oh,
Film.
right.
All right.
the TV show that
Okay.
they did like a anthology movie series of, and John Landis and his crew just killed a bunch of people and got away with it. So.
Was it good stuff? Like, did they
Nope,
shoot some
the
good shit?
movie was really bad.
Cool.
Because if you died for like some good shots.
Like Brandon Lee died for The Crow, and that was a decent movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Is it?
But then that director went on to do Gods of Egypt, so maybe he should have got shot instead
There's
of Brandon
like
Lee.
4 Crow films as well.
Is it not Jason Momoa's doing the newest one?
That's not
Why?
happening anymore.
Why do they keep? Why?
No.
Do we need a new Crow film?
that
I feel like I
died.
couldn't even tell you what happened in Crow 1. I couldn't even tell you what happened at the end of Crow 1. I watched the scene where Brandon Lee
Brandon
gets
Lee died.
shot, and then I went, oh, okay, that's my interest finished in that series.
Yeah, the
Feels
Crow
so boring.
reboot with Jason Momoa died many years ago.
I mean, okay.
Which is probably the best because he would have just been Jason Momoa in it.
Terminator
Yeah.
2.
So what about in the Crow do I walk out of the sea with my top off?
I'm
What?
going to throw his bottle of Jack at the ocean. Wow.
Terminator 2 is the best Terminator film. That's the one where Ed Furlong becomes really racist and gets shot in the toilet, right?
No, that's not. That's
And his brother
That's Jurassic
curb
Park.
stomps that guy
nope. You're thinking of
and then gets raped in prison.
You're thinking of American History X.
Oh
over
shit,
there.
so I am. Ed Furlong now really looks like Jared Way from My Chemical
He
Romance.
looked like he was put in the microwave for too long and just yeah.
You ever put a bag of crisps in the microwave? If you take
Put
all
a
the
CD
crisps,
in the microwave, that looks fucking awesome, by
if
the
you
way.
take all the crisps out, and then the crisp packet shrinks down to a little tiny version of itself.
So you can hide your cell phone in it.
Hey, that's a reference to an okay movie.
Is it? No, it's not. It's a
We'll
reference,
get
to,
to-
it's a reference to the last Terminator film.
We'll get to it. Yeah.
Terminator 2.
I'm of two minds. I go back and forth. Terminator 1 or Terminator 2. I don't know if I like more.
Terminator 2,
I like
think
Terminator 2 more.
Terminator 2 just looks better as well, especially like the actual.
I mean, yeah,
the
you went from
Terminator scenes, like the bit at the end where Arnie is like fully flesh gone and he's just the Terminator robot. And Terminator
solid
1,
tenants work right there.
and Terminator 1 is shit.
Well, yeah, but again,
It's so bad.
a
But in
budget
Terminator
of,
2,
a budget of
I don't give a fuck what their
$13,000.
budget was. Gav, they released it and they committed to it. I
And it
don't give a fuck what their budget
And it
was.
fucking held up the time. It became a cultural touchstone of cinema, and it inspired a whole franchise of
Stop
movies.
saying wank things and I'll leave you alone.
No, this is what I do. I say wank things.
Like, it was just shit. Like,
It was not shit. That movie is fucking epic.
No, I'm
It's-
talking about the CGI. You actually listen to me.
okay.
That bit was shit. It was shit. Because the film was really good.
I think it's
Well,
gorgeous.
even
and
the makeup
antiquated.
and stuff on Schwarzenegger throughout was
Should
way
it-
ahead of its time and
There
stuff.
Shout out to Sam Winston and all of his
no,
work.
just to weigh in on this, I do remember one scene in the original Terminator when I watched it. I know he just moves a certain way, and they've clearly like made the whole like thing out of a prosthetic Arnie head, and he says something, and it just looks fucking. It did look shit.
Yeah, is there not an advert now that takes the piss out of that head?
Probably.
Yeah, PPI. PPI claim.
But I would.
Get your PPI claim in before August 2019.
But I would prefer.
And I'm glad August 2019's passed, so we don't have to watch that anymore.
I fucking missed it. I'm not going to get my PPI back.
They extended the deadline.
Holy fuck, guys, we are quids.
Let's
in.
stop recording now and go get our PPI back. I don't know if I'm entitled, but let's go for it.
You know you're growing up when you stop laughing at PPI because it starts with PP.
Yeah, and you're just like.
And when I first heard of that, I laughed, and now I don't.
Now you're like, oh, I could get some money out of this. Okay. See, I would personally say, like, yes, those effects are antiquated and look silly now, but I would much rather a bunch of people sit in a studio and build that stuff and spend time making it rather than some shitty-looking CGI mess
Yeah,
on the
but the
screen.
thing,
Yeah, but
the
that-
thing
that's-
was all practical effects, and that looks great. The original Terminator has moments where it looks fucking dog shit.
but they didn't
And
have
it's the same
the
with
money.
Jurassic Park as well. Like all the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park were in
held
Jaws
up.
and things as well.
Except
And
for
they've done that
one
now.
CGI
But
Brontosaurus.
there's a time where you don't accept how shit your CGI is, and the end of Terminator 1 is that time.
But then you look at Terminator 2, where they had an infinite amount of money and they revolutionized visual effects with the
T1000
T1000.
looks fucking
Yeah.
great.
Robert Patrick walks through shit all the time. In that
Turns
film.
into a liquid.
Yeah.
So it was, what was it?
I like the bit where he gets frozen.
Robert Patrick is a really good baddie in that. He
He's
looks
a
like a
great
baddie.
And it's just his presence on screen. He doesn't have to say anything or do anything. It's just
Just saying you're just saying what I've said, but as a dick.
Terminator 2 is the one where the woman has a sword arm, jabs it through the guy's head, right?
No, that's
Yeah.
Terminator.
no, it's Terminator 2.
Yeah, it's Terminator.
With the
Like,
the
she's
redneck.
on the phone to John,
Yeah.
like, "Hey, come
Yeah.
home," and then like Dad's got
Your parents are dead.
Yeah, because it's like.
carton of milk
But I
and-
feel
That bit's fucking sick.
until it came to Dark Fate, all the T
whatever
numbers that they're sending back are all worse than
The T1000.
T1000. That's the best one.
Yeah, T1000 is pretty deep.
And
Nope.
the third one,
T1000X is pretty good in Terminator 3.
no, she's not. She's just got a gun arm that's shit. I'd rather have like slicey arms.
No, because she can do whatever.
But
She's like the T1000.
Yeah, but guess what she does? She makes a gun that just makes Arnold blast through a wall. It doesn't.
Yeah, like the other guy was cutting his limbs off at the end of Terminator 2.
Yeah, but the
with his sword
T1000X
arms.
could do that. I don't know why she didn't. Obviously, because it was just a bad film. But she could have done that because she had a gun.
But guess
the
what?
problem
She
with the
actually
T1000
used
is
all
that
her-
he doesn't have gun arms. He has to pick up a gun. So if you didn't give him a gun, he's got slicey arms. But she has a gun and slicey arms.
I think in the second one as well, the whole relationship between the fact that Arnie's a good guy
Yeah, and John Connor
and John Connor and his mom and
following
stuff.
around,
It's a
sidekick.
more interesting film.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
the
like
first
T2.
one is a love story. The second one is about family.
Is the first one a love story?
Yeah,
Is the second one about
Kyle Reese
family?
and Sarah Connor.
Oh man, I completely.
Because then they
fucking
sleep
forgot
together,
about
which
Kyle
makes.
Reese.
And then Kyle Reese is John Connor's father.
Kyle Reese is
Kyle Reese.
really honestly the most boring characters
No, that
in any film franchise ever.
that
No wonder they got Jay Courtney to play him.
don't insult Michael Biehn. Michael Bihn's great in that movie, and he's even better in Aliens.
Who the
So
fuck is Michael
he
Biehn?
plays Kyle Reese.
He's in Terminator 1 and Aliens. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but he's great in those movies. That
He's
scene in
no,
the,
he's just
that
alright.
fucking scene in the car when they're hiding in the parking lot, and he just like has his like breakdown about fucking
Like,
Terminators
Gav,
and
I
stuff.
honestly, like, lots of people don't think I do. I really do respect, like, how much you know about films and what you think, but he's just okay.
Okay.
Like, he's not great.
I like him in those movies. I
He's
think he's
just
good.
fine.
I think he's
You
good.
like him in his 2 movies?
Yeah, I can do that. I can like him in his 2
You
movies.
can like him in his 2 movies. It says a lot, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's only in 2 movies in their
Sure.
entire acting career.
Yeah, he's clearly.
I mean, he's clearly in other movies. It's just we don't know about them.
Do you know who had more movies than that and probably isn't a great actor? Eric Idle.
I don't know what to do with that information.
there's loads of people that had more movies than that. Like,
Zac
pretty-
Efron.
Jai Courtney's had more movies than
Jai
Michael
Courtney's had more. Brian Blessed has more movies.
Biehn. Fucking what's
Brian Blessed's a cartoon of a man as well. He's barely human.
it's
Do you know what? Terminator 1 has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
damn right it does.
100%.
Damn right it does.
When
It
you
is
damn-
so
no. You aren't allowed to say damn right it does because you hate Rotten Tomatoes. You say something like, well, that doesn't prove anything. That film could be dog shit.
Oh shit, he's in The Rock.
Who did Michael? Oh yeah, he is in The Rock.
Yeah, he gets
Man.
killed really fast.
Dwayne
doesn't
The Rock Johnson got hungry. He's on the set of Aliens, ate Michael Beam.
And then
He's in Alien 3
a
as
wee
well.
ship inside of him. Michael Bihn's in it. Oh,
he? He's in Aliens 3 too. Sorry,
well,
as
like,
well. Would
he's
be
kind
easier.
of an Alien scene.
Alien
not really.
Cubed.
Yeah,
Uh,
we've meandered.
I was gonna. Yeah, Terminator 2.
Terminator 3.
I'm just
Right.
gonna say,
Do you know what's annoying about Terminator 3? A lot of stuff. The bigger boobs thing, that's not annoying. Maybe that's why she couldn't make a sword. She used all her extra liquid metal to make her tits bigger, the bit with the police officer.
should
I feel like by the third film, right? So they've sent 3 assassin Terminators back by the third film.
Yes.
And then Arnie's been sent back twice.
Yes.
Stop sending...
And Kyle Reese has been sent back.
Who cares?
I care. Shout out
Stop
to my boy.
sending back a Terminator that has the same face. Because they're going to realise. B, if these are the most advanced killing robots in the world, why are they so fucking stupid? Like in Terminator 3, right, they obviously all buzz into the world naked. That's
Yep.
not the technical term, ladies and gentlemen.
Because anything that's not organic.
No,
will get
anything that's not
destroyed.
organic material is fine. That's okay, I get that. In Terminator 3, she literally teleports into a fucking clothes shop and she walks across the road, kills a woman, steals her car to get her clothes.
Yeah.
And now the police are after her the whole film.
You got to show that she's a bad guy.
No, you've got to just get your clothes from the fucking shop
Get on with your
and
job.
get on with. And like their jobs would be so much easier if they just stopped being such cunts about it.
You know,
like,
but
just go.
You want to discuss how easy Skynet's job could be? Here's my one-step solution to all of Skynet's
I think
problems.
we're going to have the same one-step solution.
Send back 1,000 Terminators to kill Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
T1, send back 2, 3, any number more than 1, and then even if they didn't do that, right? T1 goes by, they're like, right, T2, what are we going to do? We could send back 1 T1000. We only sent 1 last time and it didn't work. We'll keep doing the 1 at a time thing. Fuck that. Send back as many as you fucking can.
They
Start Skynet.
explain why they can't do that, which is they don't have the power resources to send back that many things at one time.
But they fucking send them.
But also,
no,
they say that.
No, but it's time travel.
I
So
know,
in the
I
future,
know. I'm just saying what the movie
no,
says.
that's fine.
It's not my
It's
defense.
time travel in the future. Be like, right, we're going to send you back to this date and time. Beep, boop, 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 boop. He's gone. Now we're going to wait 20 days. We'll be able to send the next one. But here's the thing: it's time travel. We'll just send him back to the same fucking time. It doesn't affect us in the future. All we got to do is hold it out.
Here's my one-stop
Fucking
solution.
Skynet.
Or if you're like, we don't have enough energy, like energy things, send someone back a week. Get more. Stock up.
My one-stop solution is send back.
Fuck yeah! Wait. Here's another idea. They're fucking robots. They run off electricity. Just jack in a bunch of fucking Terminators to send more back in time.
Or send back one Terminator with a thermonuclear device in its chest. He just gets
Men of
in
the Skynet also
general
don't have
area
any drones.
and then just blows up and kills Sarah Connor because she'll be in the blast or she'll die from radiation.
But my whole point is,
Problem solved.
in
nuke the
nowadays,
past.
in many films, and in real life, people get assassinated all the time.
Shout out to Franz Ferdinand.
People do things.
Wait, what
The-
happens to Franz Ferdinand?
He's the guy who started the First World War.
Oh, not the
Not the band.
Right.
But
He-
we're kind
right.
of we're 50-50 if it was them or not. Actually,
This is more movies are interesting.
Franz Ferdinand are Terminators. They got sent back in time to start World War One.
Terminator 7, take me out. Anyway, but yeah, like people get assassinated all the time, but these robots are meant to be like built for assassinating, and they're fucking shit
They are
at it.
fucking shit at it.
yeah,
They should be called the kind of gives you a hard timinators.
gives you a hard
They're
time.
not a Terminator.
I mean, the T1000 is so good, but
No, clearly not.
I know, but I just mean
Again,
like as
fails.
a creation in a movie, it's so
Yeah.
great. And then Terminator 3, they just went, I guess we'll just do another robot with a gun in its hand. It's like,
Make
oh,
it-
great,
make it a
fucking
woman.
amazing. How exciting is that? And then
Yeah.
Dark Fate, let's not even, we'll get to Dark Fate.
Wait. Because
No, we've got-
after
now we're doing
Terminator
Salvation.
3, we got Salvation, which fast forwards to the future. There's Kyle Reese,
Who is
Played by
Christian Bale.
no,
No,
Christian
he's-
Bale's John Connor,
Christian Bale's John
John
Connor,
Connor.
and Anton Yelchin plays young Kyle Reese.
and then the guy who's in
Who's the fake
Clash of the
human?
Titans.
And then that's Sam Worthington.
Sam
That's Sam Worthington.
He just
He plays the
fake.
plays the woman in Dark Fate, basically.
But who's the fake human that's a secret Terminator?
Sam Worthington.
Sam
That's Sam Worthington.
He's not a secret Terminator. He's not like he's like a cyborg or something.
He's a fucking
I
secret
think he's like
He's a
the-
cyborg.
I think he's like one of the first.
He's a Terminator that doesn't know he's a Terminator.
Yeah, I think he's one of the first attempts at an evolution of Terminators.
Yeah.
But he has human parts, right?
Yeah.
You know
So
what
he's
I
a
would have
cyborg.
done if I was in the Terminator, if I was Skynet at that point? So it's like, right, sending Terminators back in time is not working. What about we make a guy, we don't let him know he's a Terminator, we send him in, he gets super close to John Connor, and then we just,
I think that's the plan of the movies.
no, I know, but then instead of whatever the fucking actual plan is that doesn't work, just rig a bomb to his hand so that when he gets high-fived by John Connor,
Listens.
and then fucking make him tell your mum jokes all the time. And
But
be
then
like, hey,
you could-
hey, John Connor, what? Your mum? Oh, you got me. Boom.
But let's be honest, the last kind of jokes John Connor is going to want to hear are mum jokes. 'Cause those are not the jokes he's aiming for. Maybe like
Does John Connor know that Kyle Reese is his dad?
Yes.
in Terminator 2, she tells him.
In Salvation, he knows, yeah.
Yeah.
So in Salvation, he does know.
But you can't tell Kel Reese.
They
Because-
pulled that fucking trick again, didn't they, in Dark Fate? We'll get to it.
They pulled every trick.
know.
Dark
Because
Fate
there's
is
a
just, Dark
fucking
Fate is just
carbon
Terminator
copy.
1
I
to
know.
5 again.
So wait, Salvation
say
really
we-
doesn't fucking warrant any discussion. It was
No,
a
I would just say
fucking
Salvation's okay.
turd. It's just
The game was pretty good.
dry,
game was alright.
sandy turd that looks bleak.
And it
Yeah,
was
it's not
so,
a very nice looking movie.
The color grading is
It's
so
just-
shit.
yeah.
It's like fucking Jarhead. Like, get rid of it.
Jarhead, don't ever. What? No. Stop.
I'm talking about color grading, Gavin.
Okay,
I'm not talking about how it won a fucking award at
Yeah,
the
but it's-
Moonshine
but
Festival of fucking Vancouver.
Okay, but Roger Deakins is the fucking cinematographer of that movie, and that movie looks the fucking bit. It's
Don't know if you know this. Cinematographers don't color grade.
Yes, sir. I don't know that, but don't cover that movie.
After Terminator Salvation, what do we have?
Genesis.
Was that Genesis after that? There's
Terminator
a pretty
Genitals.
big gap
Yeah,
between
because Salvation was like
and
with the whole Christian Bale having a breakdown on set thing.
Is
and
that 100% on Terminator?
what?
Because there's so many films that people are
Yeah,
like,
it's-
this is the film that
it's
you wrote
100%
down.
No, it was
Salvation.
Salvation. I remember that. The lighting guy fucking shone a light in his face by accident, and Bale just was like,
That's because the lighting guy was really busy trying to color grade fucking Jarhead at the same time.
Yeah, so after Salvation, which financially didn't do very well, they just like, we're going to take a wee break for a while.
Which
And
is
then-
great because the current one's not financially doing very well, which
Oh,
hopefully
it's not
means they're
doing well
gonna,
at all.
they're going to take a big break
Another
for a
break.
big while.
Yeah, so then with Genesis, just like James Cameron jumped back on board and he was like, I'm going to produce and support this movie. I can't remember who directed it, but clearly they didn't do anything.
Genesis was a fucking riot.
I remember sitting in the cinema and that movie continued to go on. I sat there going like, this can't be real.
Germanus is
Genocide.
Genocide is the evil John Connor one, right?
Yeah, Jason Clarke plays the evil
John Connor's
Connor.
evil.
Jason Clarke is a
The
fucking
guy that
weird looking
plays
guy.
Doctor Who is in it for 3
Matt
seconds.
Smith.
Matt Smith, because you think he's going to be a main
'cause
villain.
No,
But
Matt
then
Smith
he
turns
gets-
John Connor into a baddie,
Yeah,
doesn't
but
he?
he gets sidelined within the
Well,
first like
because
5 minutes of
they,
the movie.
They were setting up a new trilogy and he was going to be the big part of the second movie.
And then he goes back in time. Then John Connor goes back in time as well.
Yes.
But he's
Yeah.
actually a Terminator now.
J.K. Simmons is there and he knows about Terminators.
Amelia Clark's the new
Sarah
young
Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Because they
But-
sent a
And
Terminator
they
the
back.
sent-
old Terminator.
they
Yeah,
sent
Arnold
Arnie back.
Schwarzenegger Terminators got sent back even further than the
train her
original
up.
2 Terminators
Yeah.
to help her become The fucking what the
And then they
fuck?
reshot the scene from the first Terminator, and then they
Oh
killed
yeah, the
that
intro
one.
to that film was pretty much an intro to
Terminator 1, yeah.
T1. It's the redone intro, and it's awful.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, and then they build a time machine in the sewers.
Yeah, with
And
stuff they find in the sewers.
Jai Courtney, or I guess
They were it was really annoying because at one point they wanted this big room to build their time machine in, and then they went in to build it, but fucking Lizard from Amazing Spider-Man was there building his shit there, so they had to move over to the next one, and then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were in that one, so they fucking moved on to the next one.
it's that moment I was sitting there and like the Terminators was like, I have built a time machine, and like Sarah Connor's like, yeah, we're gonna like go to the future and stuff.
Wait, why do they build a time machine in the present?
I
Because what's the reasoning behind
I
that?
couldn't even remember. But
The
they
Terminators come back. They go,
go
you know what we
into-
should do? We should build a time machine in the past
Do you know
to
what?
send Sarah Connor to the future. Maybe is that
See
it?
if
Yeah,
I
those two
was
go to the
in the
future.
future, right? I was in this fucking dystopian, no food future
Yeah.
that they have where they're fighting robots all the time, and
We'd
robots
soil
who,
it-
to be honest,
soil
in the
it
future
green.
are actually quite good at killing.
Yeah.
That's the only time they're good. In the past, they're shit.
It's a numbers game though.
Someone
Yeah,
could
it's a
send
numbers
me
game.
back in time, and I'd fucking shoot Sarah Connor. Like, who cares? Like, I don't want to be alive. Kill us all.
just bring it
See
to
if
an end.
robots are taking over the world. Don't want to be here.
Let them have it.
Don't
We've
want to
had our
fight.
time. It's
Don't
their
want to fight.
time.
Don't care. Also, see when we're all dead, the robots are just going to die too. What the fuck are they doing? The robot's purpose is to kill us. So killing humans
No,
literally
it's-
gets rid of the
Wait,
robots.
Is that Skynet's whole purpose to kill humans?
Well, what else are they doing?
No, they got to get rid of humans for something.
But what for what? The world is
the-
fucked.
The way they explain it in the first one is
Yeah, I don't know.
America built Skynet to fight its enemies, but then Skynet realized, why just fight the enemies when we can get rid of all the humans because they're all terrible.
But
Oh,
then
it's
technically,
Ultron.
like Skynet, that's Skynet's purpose. So when
It's
all
just
the humans are
Ultron.
dead, so Skynet.
Yeah, but then it.
It's almost
Yeah.
like time travel movies
If honest,
are just going to
Sarah
follow.
Connor should just shoot herself in the first one. I want James Cameron to direct a Terminator short where Sarah Connor realizes all this and just blows her fucking brains out.
Yeah, fuck this.
Or maybe even better, waits to fucking birth John Connor, shoots him, and then fucking shoots herself.
I mean, she doesn't have to wait to birth him. She just and there we go. Problem solved.
I was probably on the edge with what I said, Gav.
Yeah,
The whole shooting the baby thing was really like on the line. And the line is
the line's
Gone.
adopt to me.
you just quote Friends
Yeah,
in this
like-
podcast as
The
well.
line's adopt to me.
Like, yeah.
I knew I'd heard that before. You said that so much.
You say that a
I've
lot.
never
actually.
said that a lot.
You have said that a bunch on this
Absolutely not.
podcast.
But I cross the line a lot, but I don't say Friends quotes all the time.
You have said the line is a dot to me plenty of times.
I don't remember doing this.
And I knew I hadn't recognized it, but I never pegged it as Friends.
Phil, do you want to make some kind of like mental note or the time we've recorded so you know when to cut that fucking monstrosity that Gav just said out?
I mean, you might want to narrow it down because there's been quite a few. Also in Genesis, when they're back in the Terminator 1 timeline, there's a T-1000 there as well, dressed as a cop. That makes no fucking sense. Why is that there? The whole movie, and then I brought us back to Genesis, but there's
So,
more things that annoy me about
Just
that
out of
movie.
curiosity, Terminator timeline.
No.
Terminator time travel is
Oh,
back, it's the
exactly
same
the
as
same.
Back to the Future time travel,
Yeah.
right? Like you can go back in time, you can reset and have a new.
Yeah. You can.
timeline.
There's multiple timelines. Basically, Terminator does what Endgame says it's going to do at the start.
Which is Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After it says this is not Back to the Future, and then it does,
Then
back,
it does
to
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
But then we get
Which-
to Dark Fate,
Brings us to Dark.
which
Fate.
means once we get to Dark Fate, that Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, Terminator Genesis no longer count as canon, and it was pointless talking about them.
I don't.
So let's get rid of
no,
them.
like I hate when people do that. Like,
Halloween pulled it recently.
Yeah, Halloween
yeah,
did it. Where it's
does
like
not work.
the first Halloween, and then the sequel that came out last year is the second Halloween, and all the other ones don't count.
I mean,
It also
yeah.
makes no sense. Like, what happens to Jamie Lee Curtis in the first Halloween, and then 26 years go by, and she just becomes this like obsessed, war-hardened fighter. And I'm like, yeah, what you went through in that night was shite, but you wouldn't become like this. And then Terminator Dark Fate does the same, where like Linda Hamilton or Sarah Connor just becomes
Linda
this.
Hawkins.
Who?
It's not Linda Hawkins.
Linda Hamilton.
Is it Hamilton?
Yeah.
It's Hamilton's.
Oh, okay.
She just becomes this Terminator hunter.
Where did I get Hawkins from? Oh, I don't know.
Are we going to spoil Dark Fate? Does it matter?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Terminator episode.
I mean, yeah, by the time
I
this
just
comes
put
out,
the spoiler warning in now. Aha! And then we
there
get
we
to
go.
go.
We all heard it in our minds. Yeah,
That's it. Honest.
So, did anyone like Terminator Dark Fate?
It is the best Terminator film since Terminator 2.
But no.
that doesn't mean anything. Like, because as we've just outlined, Terminator 3, Genesis, and Salvation are farts on the end.
I like that it was really money saving because someone in some room thought, here, this year, we're going to have to make a new Terminator film and Venom 2. Let's just make them both in the same film.
Yeah, you were saying this to me yesterday over text. So you think Terminator Dark Fate and Venom...
It's just a Venom on a robot, isn't it?
Yes.
Just a symbiote
I
on
mean,
a
visual
robot.
effects wise, yeah. Also, they didn't explain it. Like, so was the exoskeleton like...
The organic robot
It's a combination of everything
is
you've
its
seen.
own robot. And then there's a Terminator exoskeleton. There's an endoskeleton, which is the organic human-looking part, and there's an exoskeleton, which is a Terminator.
Yeah.
And those two things
Are independent from each other?
Yeah, they're
Well,
independent.
add what, like, right, film buff. Add 1 and 2 together. That's all they've done.
I just thought, some explanation at some point would have just been like...
Well, they probably thought, to be honest, as a Terminator fan, you could have figured that out on your own. Because it actually wasn't that hard.
I just wanted something more.
I feel like you guys are being incredibly antagonistic to each other today.
Welcome to our friendship.
No, I know, but it's been ramping up on the podcast for like the last couple of weeks that Ryan's been in, but today is particularly...
You can't tell by the fact that they chose to sit at opposite ends of the room from each other.
Some shit's
I mean, the
gone
funny
down.
thing is, before we started recording today, Ryan was like, I'm not going to go into you today. I'm going to give you a wee break today. And then we started recording and went, well, fuck it, I'm just going to go into him today.
You just really ask for it sometimes.
I don't.
So there's an endoskeleton and an exoskeleton, which both work independently, but they are both Terminators. When they join up, they're kind of better, but they're not really.
Yeah,
so
they're
I don't
not
understand
better.
why
I
they're...
don't know why
That's the
they're
thing,
ever
it's like
together.
when they're separate or they're together, there's no real difference.
But I think,
Yeah.
obviously, like, it's a disguise thing, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason he has
The only reason he has it, yeah.
Endo.
I mean, the
I
actor who...
confuse myself with the endo-exo thing.
Exo is outside.
So the exoskeleton's the organic skin-looking part.
Yeah.
Right. So it's but then it's not a skeleton.
The fleshy bit and the metal bit.
The actor
there you
who
go.
played the antagonistic robot, I thought was good. I liked...
I like the bit where he goes through the
Metal detector.
and he's like, well, what do you have for a big beep? Because my whole body's a weapon.
And he's like, metal hip, Afghanistan. And
Gonna
the guy's
metal
like, touching his deck like, oh, thanks for your service.
I did 3 tours. I'm gonna metal hip. Oh, no worries, sir. On you go. Like
Amen.
fucking anyone would let them in from that.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
how he gains access to helicopters and planes. I mean, how they...
That was my biggest gripe. More than anything, that was my biggest gripe with the whole fucking film. That it was, right, we're going to get in this helicopter. We're going to fly it the fucking as fast as we can, this direction. That'll buy us some time. Oh, wait, no. Now he has a fucking vehicle and he's also chasing us. And now we've got to have like the
Biggest-
exact same vehicle and we're going to have a fucking fight on these two vehicles.
That's kind of like, well, they had, obviously, he was in like a big truck at the start and she was in a car, which
Solid
is
action scene.
which is the...
The opening to the
No,
film,
I
I was
think
like,
most Terminator films,
It's
someone is in a small car, the
Terminator 1,
Terminator's
Terminator 2,
in a big vehicle.
Terminator 3,
Terminator, that's
Terminator
Terminator 2,
Salvation,
100%.
Terminator Jet. Yeah, every single one.
every single Terminator film.
Just had to run through all of my head.
Yeah,
Like, yep,
every single film. Fine, but basically it's just like let's get a bigger and faster like vehicle as we go.
Yeah.
But that is a gripe, but it's not my
Until
biggest gripe of the
planes.
film.
Yeah.
The biggest gripe of the film is Arnold Schwarzenegger's weird fucking cabin in the woods family setup bullshit
Well, but
weird
I
thing.
think I know why this happened. You're going to like this. It's a twinography. So some fat cat exec went, right, we need battle-hardened old men, older than, like, past their prime. They're going to have an adopted family, and they've got to take on, like, some kind of villain that's attacking them. And then 2 studios got it, and one made Rambo 5, and one made the latest Terminator movie.
Yes, yeah, that's a great point.
It's the
But-
same
Okay.
plot.
Do you know what's the biggest disappointment with Dark Fates? No tunnels.
No tunnels.
No one
Zero,
tunnels.
zero tunnels.
Zero
They had
tunnels.
they had a dam though. They had a
This is-
which is okay.
the
What I
damn
would-
bit was mental.
The thing I would say with Dark Fate is
Whole
like,
film was mental.
Yeah,
like
it was really
after
bad.
watching Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, those films in the beginning are so brilliantly paced and they lead up to their action. But Dark Fate's just like, fuck it, let's just go balls to the wall immediately.
Then put the brakes on.
And then
Jarringly.
yeah, that's the thing. It's just like you're like in this film, like, holy fuck, we are moving along. This is exciting. the action in the beginning is great, I think.
Yeah.
Tim Miller clearly shows that he's a great action director. But then after that, the movie hits a bollard and grounds to a halt, and you kind of get whiplash, and you're like, fuck, what's happening? I don't care. Who's these people? Oh, good, Linda Hamilton's just angry all the time at anything.
At the start,
everything.
She just sees a dog, she's like, fuck that dog. Like, why? Because I'm angry. It's like, great.
Fucking does it end. It's a Terminator.
It's Terminator's like, fuck that dog.
It's tracking my phone.
Just like, chill out.
So
I
I'd
get
really
your son
appreciate
got
it if you
killed.
replaced that for actual gunshots. Nice one.
Sarah Connor, did you just punt a baby? It might have been a Terminator.
Tracking my phone.
Might have been a Terminator. I had to kill it.
It's like her whole relationship with the Grace character is like, why are you so awful to her? She's like trying to help you, and she's trying to save the future like you did, and she's trying to save this woman who's kind of like you, and you're just being a total arsehole the
Total
entire
bitch.
time.
Just
And
a
then
total.
The only
bitch.
person that makes sense that should be angry at is the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. That makes sense. But then, for no reason whatsoever, it's like, oh, I guess I like him now. It's like, why'd you like him now?
Because he helps train the.
You have to remember he
woman.
has the same face of her best friend who.
Their reasoning for getting Arnold Schwarzenegger into this movie was shockingly bad.
Yeah, it was really bad.
So bad.
What,
It was
just-
almost like they were nearly done filming, and they were like, "Fuck!" They're like, "What?" They're like,
We didn't get an Arnie
"Schwarzenegger's been
cameo.
here the whole time. He's been waiting for 4 weeks. We forgot he was there. He's just been in
He's
that
fucking
room.
destroyed the craft services.
Shit! I forgot about him. Like, oh shit, we spent 18 million pounds to get him here. Fuck! What are we gonna do? Don't know.
Name him Carl.
Pretend he's got a family?
Give him a fucking family. The family comes to nothing. Everything that
see,
happens to the to
They're probably the only family in
he
the
a
Terminator
T-
franchise that don't die.
is he a T800? He's a
Yeah,
He's a
T800.
T800.
800.
Like everything that happens to the T800 in that movie is just pointless.
See, at first when you like introduced the family aspect, I thought, oh, this is interesting. It might give him some emotional stakes in the final battle, and then he just hugs her and goes, "I told her I'll never see her again." And I thought, then what was the point of having in the movie then?
I told
You've
him
completely
that,
removed
I'll
all
never see him
emotional
again,
stakes.
and my past has caught up to me, so she has to
Well,
run
do you know
away
what the
now.
point of that in the movie was? Is so that he could say, "I won't be back,"
I won't be back.
which I hope is actually someone made him fucking sign a contract for.
That's,
And I'm not just talking about Terminator,
I think,
because he actually plays a robot in every fucking film he's in.
I think the moment the movie for me stopped, and I was just like, oh, I think I'm not going to be into this anymore. It's when Linda Hamilton shows up and says, "I'll be back," and I thought, and I'm done. I'm just
That's
like,
like
I'm
10 minutes in.
I'm just like,
It's so early.
Because after that, the movie just like
The only good thing they did really well was that was it Natalia Reyes? Is that how you pronounce it? It's definitely not how you pronounce her second
Reyes.
name. Reyes.
the girl plays
Is
like
so
the-
much smaller than Mackenzie Davis. That really did make Mackenzie Davis look like a
Mackenzie Davis looks
really, like,
humongous.
a superhuman in that
Yeah.
film.
I think Mackenzie Davis is the best part of the movie. I think she's
Um,
interesting. She's her whole arc of a character. She's an interesting Terminator because she's a human /
She's not
Terminator.
a Terminator.
Exactly, that's what makes her.
She's a cyborg.
She is
She's a
a
cyborg and she's interesting.
She's
Also,
not. She's half woman, half beehive.
she is. Also, it's weird that no
Full
one
of honey.
like. I don't see anyone talking about the fact that like this is a woman-led action movie, which is pretty cool. Like you've got
I mean,
Linda
the first
Hamilton.
one's a woman-led action movie.
Well, no, because you still got two
The
other
second
men.
one's a woman.
And of course, everyone remembers Arnold Schwarzenegger. But in this, like, majority of the screen time, it's just three women doing
Yeah.
all the action. But no one seems to be talking about that. They talk about Ghostbusters instead, and I'm like, blow my fucking brains out.
Oh, but it's good though. It's good they're not talking about it. We're at that point where it's like, it doesn't need to be spoken about, which is nice. It's like,
That is a nice thing about the Terminator franchise,
You know?
as well as Alien as well. I mentioned this to you, but like they did have those really good independent
yeah, we said this
female
last week.
characters, like people who wanted to be like Sarah Connor and and Ripley and stuff. And that wasn't in a time where people were like, "Shit, we need to tick the boxes and have some women in these films."
Yeah,
Here,
because it didn't feel like that with this movie.
No,
it
it
didn't
didn't.
feel like, oh, we need to send. It felt
it
natural.
felt really natural just the way it
good.
kind of came about.
Yeah.
Also, this movie ends with them expecting a sequel to it.
Yeah.
If it continues to make the money it's making,
It's
that's not
not,
going to
yeah.
happen. But if they do make a sequel, don't make it about Sarah Connor and the other girl, who is the most forgettable part about the movie.
Well,
make it about Mackenzie Davis's character, Grace, and do
if-
something with that.
If they make a sequel,
I
because
don't know
of
if
what
you
happens
remember,
at the
but
end
she
of the
actually
film,
dies.
I know, but you can just try and do something with it.
there's not enough
I
time.
mean, Arnold
right?
Schwarzenegger dies at the end of every single one, and he's still in them. So
Yeah.
There's not enough time for a sequel.
also,
Because
just
the end of the film shows you the Reyes going to see Mackenzie Davis's character, and
Which
she's
is
like
also a flashback to T2 because she looks at her through in the park through the gates, like
Oh, okay.
Sarah Connor does before the explosion.
oh yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
T2.
Easter egg.
But yeah, because she's like, so that means the the thing's going to kick off. Because then Mackenzie Davis tells us that it started when she was like 8, and she's only like 4. So there's only there's only like another
there's not
5
really
years
enough
for them
time,
to put a sequel in before they have to do Salvation again, or just
And
reset
at
the
some
timeline.
point, Sarah Connor needs to just get a buy and like how much you actually providing here? Give me the map locations to all your weird secret gun stores in the world and fucking get some bovril in you.
If you were Sarah Connor, would you not be just so fucking pissed though? When who is it that tells her? Oh yeah, no. So Skynet, you stop Skynet. Oh sweet. So there's no Skynet in the future. Oh fucking, I did it. Cool. What
I
the
saved
fuck?
3 billion lives.
What the fuck are you then? Oh no, there's no Skynet, but there's Legion now. What's
Right,
that?
and there's also-
it's a crazy AI that built a bunch of robots. They kind of look like what you know as a Terminator. In fact, they are what you know as a Terminator. And now they're just sending them back in time. So
Funny how the name changes,
the exact
but
same thing.
the way the Terminators look is always exactly the same.
It's kind of like we defeated MySpace, but Facebook just came from it, and we can't win.
it's just fucking so stupid. Which is just why, like, I just don't understand why they didn't just make it Skynet. What was the point of changing it to Legion?
Do you know
because
what-
they had to have Sarah Connor succeed, otherwise the fucking.
Yeah, and they've changed it to Genesis as well. It's called Genesis in Terminator Genesis.
Aye.
Yeah, but was that not just an evolution of Skynet? Whereas this one, Skynet never happened. Legion happened instead.
No, there's the meeting to launch Genesis in Terminator Genesis.
I honestly don't fucking remember Genesis.
Here's what
I
Genesis
watched
one.
actually a recap this morning.
what Dark Fate makes very clear.
You do so much homework for this, and I turn up.
I
I
watched-
message on the day saying, "What are we talking about tonight?" And you give me a vague title.
I
and
watched,
go, that'll do, and then I do fuck all for it. Turn up, talk about my tummy feeling sore, and fire in with what I remember, which is usually
That's really
little to
nice,
none.
Gary, but I watched a recap, read a synopsis instead of watching the film in the first place. I have never seen Terminator Genesis, and I was actually going to watch it, and I
But
read
you
the
couldn't
synopsis and watched the recap, and I was like, and then for the viewers, I am in love with Emilia Clarke. I think she's probably one of the most beautiful women in the world, and the synopsis, and she's in that film a lot. 90% of the film she's in it wasn't worth it.
I would wager that you know more about Genesis now than I do. And
I read a lot about
sat
it, to be
and
honest.
I watched the whole fucking movie. I couldn't tell you anything.
Yeah, if I watched the movie, I'd probably the movie probably deletes the information about the movie from you because you're like, the movie finishes, you're
It
like, I know
literally
less now.
Kills brain cells.
Yeah.
I think what's clear about Dark Fate at this point is it just proves there's no more to do with the Terminator franchise.
It's dead.
It's like, because
Yeah.
Dark Fate is just Terminator 2 again, but with a couple of wee changes. It's like
They
the
can't,
action scenes are a bit bigger and stuff like
They
that.
can't call the next one Terminator either because they're not Terminator anymore. They're Rev 9 units.
Yeah, so call it Rev 9-2, Judgment Day. It's like,
Rev 9 squared, Judgment Day.
it's like,
Imagine they just started again.
I mean, I wouldn't.
See if they made Terminator 1 again. Oh no, wait, they did in Genesis.
Yeah, it's like they just.
I think it's because obviously they've just taken, like, there's no real original ideas apart from Reyes's character Daniela. Is that her name?
Something. Yeah,
Danielle
the
something, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
the MacGuffin of the movie,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Apart from her becoming like a leader
Well,
and
she's
stuff,
the new John Connor.
she makes the army and stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She's
apart
John
from
Connor.
that,
She's literally John Connor.
apart from that, there's no real new ideas, and even that's not new. It's just replacing John Connor for her.
No, the cyborg people, the good cyborgs. That's a new idea.
No, because that's what
Salvation kind of did that. Already.
Salvation did that already.
No, that was a Terminator.
Yeah, but it was
No,
still a cyborg.
he was a
that
cyborg. He
tried to help the good
He was a fucking
guys.
Terminator that they made look human and made him think he was human.
Right.
But
I'm
guess
gonna-
what?
He was a
I'll
Terminator.
Google it.
I swear.
Don't care. They're out of ideas. They're out of ideas. And here's the thing: I fucking love Terminator. I love Terminator 2. But after some
When
of the
I
video
see-
games,
I-
they're
This
alright.
says Sam Worthington plays Marcus the Cyborg.
Oh, fuck off.
There we go.
It
See?
just says he plays Marcus, right?
You know what I love though? You know what I love actually? You know what I fucking hate about like beloved film series? So if you say you like Terminator, you like more crap than
Yeah,
there's good.
it's like-
now.
Yeah.
There's more crap out.
And that's why,
than
like,
good
see
movies.
in the 80s, it had, like, if you really think about the idea of the Terminator, because obviously how much that we've shat on it, and like how we understand that just killing all the humans kills Skynet,
Yeah.
and why the fuck are we fighting?
Yeah. And if kind of
You realize that, and then you just stop caring. But the 80s films have got this nice kind of like 80s charm about them, and it's like an old film, and it's trying hard. Stop.
I mean, you can't recapture the magic of Terminator 1 or Terminator 2.
Holy fuck! I've just realized why they had to change it from Skynet to Legion, because they show that the Terminator Skynet computing system, which is still in Arnie, even though his timeline stopped existing, right at the end when it zooms in on the fucking Rev 9 unit, it's still all 80s crappy looking.
Yeah.
So I think they've just changed it so that in the next one they can be like, look, the Legion units have cool upgraded CGI in their Vision.
Do you know
units.
what's going to be great? Is when we
The
don't
Legion
get the
units
next one.
have symbiotes.
It's just because they can keep doing shitty 80s looking computer systems. That's it.
All I would say at this point is Terminator Dark Fate is, I guess, yes, it's the best sequel to Terminator 2,
Which doesn't say anything.
but it's just pretty rubbish.
I think
But it's
Terminator 1 and 2 are good films, but because of the whole franchise, they're now all shit.
I can't say they're all.
They are.
That's
Like,
dumb.
it's
You can't
made
say
them-
they're all shit.
It's made them all shit. It's made their ideas.
That's
They had
idiotic.
really strong ideas in the first two films, and they've just diluted and diluted and diluted and diluted their ideas to the sense that all their audiences don't give a fuck, which has absolutely been shown in the first weekend sales of this
I'll
film.
just do what I do with Alien or Predator or Die Hard. It's just like there are.
No, Alien, Predator, and Die Hard are all good films.
I meant the franchises. I'm just gonna say like
The Alien franchise is a good franchise. Alien 1 through to Alien 4.
no.
Yes.
What about AVP and AVP 2?
Good films.
Yeah,
Fuck off,
they are
they're not.
exciting,
I will
entertaining films.
blast you.
The acting in those is amazing.
AVP 1 was fine.
Yes,
AVP... No, AVP...
Mate, I have never
AVP
seen
1.
such a ruckus standing ovation at the Sundance Film Festival than when they showed AVP 1.
AVP 1 was fine. I remember watching that and thinking, it's exactly what I wanted. It's
Which
just-
one's the one with the snow?
That's the first one. AVP.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's so boring. It's
I
like
don't think I've seen AVP 2, to be honest.
I don't think I have either.
AVP 2 is even worse, where they make like hybrid predator alien monster things.
Wait,
It's just
AVP 2's got that bit where all the women are pregnant and the fucking predaliens burst out of them, right?
Like, I've only seen that movie once. So.
Yeah, I think, no, I distinctly remember
Also, that
scene 'cause
movie's-
it's burned into my fucking brain.
The second AVP is impossible to see because for some reason when it came to the colouring and the lighting, they thought
It's so dark.
just pure darkness will work for this movie. It's like, well, you shot it at night, so making it darker doesn't help. So you literally can't see the movie, which is probably for the best because that means you don't have to see the movie.
Okay, we've meandered on, right? Gary, I feel Gavin and I have we've made it clear what we think. What do you think of the Terminator franchise?
I like Terminator 1 and 2. Terminator 3. I remember I only watched Terminator 3 when I was a kid and I thought, it was alright. Didn't really think much of it. Haven't ever
Big
gone
boobies.
back to it. Big boobies. Haven't ever gone back to it. Then Salvation and Genesis are glorified shits. And I have no problem saying that. And then Dark Fate came out and I watched it and like I care so little about Terminator. But I was entertained through the film. But then it finished and I went, I couldn't pull that film apart piece by piece because it's just such a broken mess. And it's kind of less the film's problem and more just the series problem.
Yeah.
It's just you elongate any series that has time travel in it for as many films as they have now.
Yeah.
And it just stops making sense.
And they can do
because-
the whole, 3, Salvation, Genesis don't count. If I'd never seen them, then yeah, that'd be easy. But we've seen them.
Yeah.
Like, we can't just Men in Black them from our minds. They're there. And that's,
Also,
it's part
James
of it.
Cameron putting his name on it at this point doesn't mean anything.
Oh,
It
but
does for him.
He put
big
his name on it
fucking
for what? 'Cause
Shekos.
He didn't. Did he help write it?
He story credit instead of a
What do you
screenplay.
mean help write it? He just was like, here's some of my old shit I wrote back then. Use that.
I mean, he signed off on Terminator 3 and made Arnold Schwarzenegger come back for that.
Have you
That
seen
was
the-
shite. He signed off on Genesis and made Arnold Schwarzenegger come back for it. That was shite. And then he signed off on this one and made Arnold Schwarzenegger come back for it. And it's not a
I
good
don't
movie.
think
It's like,
no.
stop,
How
James.
does
You're
Arnold
Just
making
stop.
that sound like Cameron is twisting Schwarzenegger's arm. I feel like Schwarzenegger gets
Cameron-
the letter in the post and
Well,
goes,
no, for
oh,
Terminator-
fuck yeah.
No.
James
for Terminator
Cameron and
3, he-
Schwarzenegger are the same person. What?
For Terminator 3, he definitely twisted his arm. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger got this, what's that thing
Fat
bands have
paycheck.
for, in their green room? And when they get,
A roaster. Not a roaster. It sounds like roaster, though.
A
yeah,
rodeo.
oh, they get to, here's all the things that have to be in our green room.
Rider.
Yeah,
Rider, that's it.
His rider for Terminator 3 was just like, I want a private jet, and I just want massage therapists there all the time, and I want a gym, my own personal gym, blah, blah. And
I
it's
want 10,000 packets of M&Ms, but they
Yeah,
have to
it's
be
just like-
separated by color. I only like the red ones.
he's like, I want certain shares in the movie for
Yellow
how
can
much
go
money it
away.
makes. Like,
I'm not 100% sure that Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't a T-800. Like,
From
it
the
always has been.
Like,
Because
a
in every
T-800
film he's in, he plays a robot.
They
I'm not
sent him
sh-
back, and then instead of
Instead of
doing his thing, he was
instead
just
of
like, you know
killing
what I
young-
might do? Become a movie
He was actually
star.
meant to kill young Donald Trump, but he was like, instead he was just one day thought Donald Trump was in this room, walked in, and it's just the fucking casting for twins, and he's like, yeah, why not?
I'm more convinced
Basically, the
that
plot of Barry,
Which one was Barry?
the one with the assassin. and he's supposed to assassinate someone, and he walks into this audition, and now he decides he wants
That's
to
an
go
actual
movies.
film.
That's a TV show with Bill
And it's
Hader.
fantastic.
It's one of the best TV shows you could
Correct.
possibly watch.
It's
this
like that
year.
meme about Michael Cera about how he just walked into the wrong room one day and someone let him be an actor, and he's just been like has a like he can't ever sleep because of his actual real life severe imposter syndrome because he's not meant to be there.
And that wee
Have you
mustache.
seen the new Rolex thing they're putting on before films now at
Yes,
Cineworld?
yes, I have.
What I fucking love about that advert is it shows you four directors.
So
Sorry.
Martin Scorsese,
Catherine Bigelow, James
Alejandro
Cameron.
Inarritu, and James Cameron.
Yeah.
James Cameron. But what I love about it when you watch it is the only person that's surrounded by guff from their own movies and makes them look like
It's James Cameron.
like a gloriated like
I can just imagine like James Cameron getting out of bed.
self-congratulating wank.
James Cameron getting out of bed, like falling over all this shit. Like he's got a fucking like Titanic shaped bed, and then like he makes his wife put blue Avatar paint on every night, and like he fucking falls out of bed over his like Terminator shit.
Ah, fuck. But he's just in a room full of his own shit, and I just thought they've made you. I don't know if you asked for that or if that's like I don't know why.
Yeah,
why
it's
would you
annoying
do
they
that?
didn't film Alejandro Inarritu's bear that he keeps outside.
Any final thoughts on the Terminator series?
I really need to pee.
Ryan, would you recommend Terminator Salvation? Or Terminator Dark Fate?
Absolutely
sorry.
not.
Would you recommend Terminator Dark Fate?
I would recommend Terminator Dark Fate to people between the ages of 12 and 16
Okay.
I give it a.
who've never seen a Terminator film ever.
Yeah, I give it a 5 out of 10. So it's on my. I watched it and I was entertained, but I will never ever watch it again.
I'm pretty sure
That's the limit.
it's on my letterboxd with 1 star, which is pretty grim. So.
Anything under the 5 is just a bad movie.
Yeah.
And this was in that kind of like it's not a good movie, it's not a bad movie. It's just so middling.
I don't think
Yeah.
you guys really understand how much I need to pee.
I mean, you can go and I'll just
You
make
can go.
the yeah.
Do you have anything to promote? Promote?
Promote.
Yeah, no, we're on Spotify.
No, but I mean, like in your music or
my life?
like a blog.
Do you think I do music?
I don't know. Did you do anything?
He does photography.
Your
Gavin.
photography. You want to promote that? You want to plug it?
No, not really.
Okay. You go pee and
Sweet.
we'll wrap up.
I'm going to plug the pee I'm going to do because it's going to be good.
Yeah, my closing comment would be if you're a Terminator fan, it's not going to give you what you want. Literally, the opening scene of Terminator, the Dark Fate, will just annoy you and you'll never get away from that. But if you just want an action movie and you don't care about Terminator, you'll enjoy it. It's fine. It's a decent action movie.
Like I'm yawning talking about it. That's how fucking fed up I am. It was so bad. It was,
Take us home, Gary.
Thank you so much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. As always, you can catch us on Spotify now if you're not already listening there, and if it would make your life easier, feel free to
Ease a
jump across.
follow.
Give us a follow, and you can listen to us on Spotify. It's a piece of piss.
But we're also
if you're on an iPhone, you can even go, "Hey Siri, listen to the Meandering Movie Podcast on Spotify."
Or what's it? Hey, is it Echo? What's that? What's that Amazon?
Amazon Echo.
Hey Amazon Echo, play the
No,
Meandering
Alexa.
Movie Podcast. Hey Alexa, play the Meandering Movie Podcast.
Okay, Google, play the Meandering Movie Podcast.
We're terrible people.
You can also catch us on Facebook by just searching for the Meandering Movie Podcast. Instagram's the same. Twitter is at Meandering Pod. And
Email us meanderingmoviepodcast@gmail.com. If you're on iTunes, just jump down in the description. You've got all that there for you.
Oof. We'll be back next week. What are we talking
Music
about
is
next
life.
Oh God!
week? That'll do. See ya.
Bye.
It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. So won't you lend an ear?